All right, today we are diving into a story that has absolutely everything. We're talking tragedy, high-stakes politics, a supposed secret romance, and a whole lot of internet sleuthing. We're going to break down how a modern myth gets built piece by piece online, and it all starts with one single, shocking event.
So let's set the stage with the official story, right? The version that's in the history books. On September 10th, 2025, Charlie Kirk, the founder of Turning Point USA, was assassinated. It happened during a debate at Utah Valley University. And as you can imagine, this was a massive shock, sending huge ripples through the entire political world.
But you know how the internet is. Almost immediately, a different story started to bubble up. According to outlets like the quirky Post-Truth Gazette and some very active social media threads, what we all saw, well, that wasn't what really happened. And this, right here, is where our journey down the rabbit hole really begins.
Okay, let's get into the first big theory. This one is probably the most straightforward. The idea that Charlie Kirk never actually died. The comparison they make is to Elvis, that this Elvis of the GOP is, still in the building. So, according to this theory, the whole assassination was just an incredibly well-staged performance. And the goal? For Kirk to disappear, to go into hiding in some secret, undisclosed bunker, where he could just sit back and watch all the chaos unfold from a safe distance.
And the level of detail that people imagined is just wild. They had this vision of him sipping raw milk, tracking the government's hidden agenda on a 4K monitor. They say the ultimate irony is that a guy famous for his prove me wrong signs would create the ultimate challenge for everyone. Prove I'm dead.
But when you actually put the theory side by side with the official record, the difference is pretty stark. While some people are imagining this secret bunker life, every official source, Britannica, Wikipedia, they all confirm his death. And to this day, there is absolutely zero verifiable evidence that he's alive.
But look, the story doesn't just stop there, not even close. The next theory gets way more personal. This one weaves a story that feels like it was ripped straight out of a daytime TV show. Online detectives got to work fast, and they pieced together this timeline. It starts with Charlie's death in September. A month later, a video goes viral. It's his widow, Erica Kirk, sharing a hug with Vice President J.D. Vance. Then, in November, Erica does this big interview. Now, to the conspiracy-minded, these weren't just random events. No. They were clues.
So here's how this rumor was literally built. The core claim is that Erica and the vice president were secretly involved. And the evidence? Get this. It's a single comment she made about seeing similarities between her late husband and Vance. And from that one tiny seed, the wildest theory grew, that she was actually pregnant with the VP's child.
But here's the reality check. In that exact same interview, the context was completely different. Erica Kirk actually said she was praying she was pregnant with Charlie's child when he died, because they had always wanted to have 4 kids together. This one piece of context just completely dismantles that whole online story.
And of course, this didn't go unnoticed. The media started to step in, and they labeled these theories exactly what they were: baseless political conjectures. They were basically just highlighting the fact that there was no real evidence behind any of these claims. But the speculation wasn't over. The third theory goes even deeper, and this one starts to question the very foundation of Charlie Kirk's marriage. So this theory asks a really provocative question. Was the marriage between Charlie and Erica Kirk a genuine romance, or was it something else entirely? Online sleuths started suggesting that it was less of a love story and more of a strategic political alliance. And this really gets to the heart of how this kind of thinking works. Theorists started framing their first meeting as a job interview that turned into a political merger, using Erica's wealth and background as their proof. But of course, this completely ignores the simple facts. They got married in 2021, and they had 2 children together. So, if we pull back from this specific case, what does it all really tell us? Well, it reveals this powerful force that's at play today. A kind of new pseudo-journalism, where a really compelling story can just steamroll the actual facts.
Okay, so before we get to the final conclusion, let's just ground ourselves back in reality one last time. Officially, Charlie Kirk is remembered as a slain activist. Erica Kirk is now the CEO of TPUSA, and J.D. Vance is still the vice president. This is the world that exists outside of all the theories.
And this is the key takeaway. This whole saga gives us a perfect blueprint for how these modern myths are made. Step 1. A real shocking event happens. Step 2. Online detectives start finding clues and inconsistencies.
Step 3, a dramatic, satisfying story is built around those clues. And then finally, Step 4, audience participation. Memes, posts, videos, it all fuels the fire, making the story feel more real than reality itself.
And that really leaves us with one final big question that's at the heart of this whole thing. In a world where we're drowning in information, why would you let a few simple facts get in the way of a perfectly chaotic and maybe, just maybe, a more entertaining story? That's definitely something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.